What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Professor Anime, and I am here to review Samurai Jack Season 5, Episode 2. That is right. Alright, so I gotta be completely honest with you. In the first few minutes of the episode, I didn't really catch what was going on because on the Adult Swim streaming site, I didn't really, it wasn't popping up for me, so I had to use a other streaming site, and by that time that it was live, I kind of missed the beginning, but I think it was only like a minute or so, because when I hopped onto the website, it basically brought me to this scene where Aku is basically talking to his other self, and basically talking about how, how to stop Samurai Jack. How exactly is he doing? How, in order to stop Aku, how far is he away from actually accomplishing this goal? And also, there's probably other stuff that, was said. And if you want to actually clarify that to me, let me know down in the comments down below, because I kind of missed that scene. But now, I'm finally going to get to the overall review of the episode. So, here we go. Yo, this fucking episode of Samurai Jack was fucking hype as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. Like, in that scene where Jack is fighting off the 7 daughters of Aku, that was hype as fuck. You start seeing him being beat up and shit, and actually, he was actually getting beat up to a crisp. I mean, he even had to run away several times from these 7 girls. I mean, not only are there 7 opponents that he has to face, but we know that Jack has faced tougher enemies, or I guess not tougher enemies than this, but he's faced more, enemies rather than just 7, but these 7 girls are actually posing a huge threat to him. And we see several moments in which he's trying to fight back. He even grabs this fucking Gatling gun and sprays the whole forest as, they're hiding in there just to try to fucking kill them. Yo, that scene was hype as fuck. The animation in this series so far has been great. It's much darker, and it has a very darker tone to it. I mean, obviously, due to the fact that Samurai Jack has now grown up along with its audience, it's going to be darker. That's why it's on Adult Swim. But the animation alone has just, it kept the same sort of style, but they really did up the animation, like with several scenes where you see Jack walking in the rain. Like, it's insane, like, how good the animation has become. But this overall episode was great. You see Jack just fighting off the 7 daughters of Aku. He's just, basically trying to escape. He cannot take these 7 daughters on all alone. Like, there is literally just no way. And it's all due to the fact that he does not have his sword. If he were to have the sword, he would obviously pose a huge threat to the 7 daughters of Aku, but now he has to rely on his survival instincts necessarily as a samurai. There's really not a whole lot he can do. But we do see that he actually does make progress regarding the 7 daughters. Apparently, by the end, he kills one of them. Damn, so now there's only 6 daughters of Aku. Now, really quick, I want to touch upon the White Wolf scene that we saw in the beginning of this episode. Obviously, in this scene, it was pretty much foreshadowing and most likely probably symbolism as well as to what's going to happen at the end of Samurai Jack. Or it could have brought, foreshadowing to the events to come related to the enemies that Jack faces. Now, let me clarify on this. Okay, so the White Wolf, we see fighting off these incredible enemies. We see that he is fighting off these demon-like, lions or tigers, whatever you want to call them. This alien species, okay? The White Wolf is trying its very hardest in order to survive. And at the end of the episode, we actually see that, pretty much everything has died within the vicinity. All of the monsters and also the White Wolf itself. It's bloodied, all hell, like, the thing is dead. Now, really quick, when it comes to the symbolism, the White Wolf represents innocence and pureness. And that's mainly due to the fact that the color of white represents innocence and pureness. So, if we have innocence and pureness going up against these incredible odds in order to survive, this obviously represents something either with Jack or the enemies he faces, at least in my speculation. So if it's related to Jack, we do know from season 1, Jack has always wore the white getup. He has always been a calm, collected, innocent, pure-hearted, man. In season 1, it was all about the good versus the evil. Jack is good, Aku stands for evil, he stands for innocence, and Aku stands for corruptedness. So, with the White Wolf and Jack linking to that, we could probably take, around that Jack is fighting off these incredible odds, even probably the 7 daughters. I don't know if maybe there was actually 7 of these lion-like creatures. I really don't know. I'll probably have to go back on the episode. But we do see that the White Wolf is attacking, these demon-like creatures in order for it to survive. But by the end of the episode, we see that it dies. So if that's the case, maybe by the end of this series, this is just a speculation, we could see Jack die before he actually escapes from the past. He ends up probably defeating Aku, but he probably dies in the process. Now, this is a long shot speculation, but we'll just go with it. As for what else it could symbolize, it can symbolize the innocence of the 7 daughters of Aku. Now, we do know that these 7 daughters were born from Aku, apparently, okay? And they were trained from the corruptedness and basically the whole occult of Aku. If they weren't, born like this, they would, be innocent and pure of heart. Inside, they are actually still innocent. Their overall one goal is to stop Samurai Jack. But what is it for? Is it for Aku? How does it benefit them? So, in a way, you could probably relate to the White Wolf to the 7 daughters of Jack. Sure, what they are doing is evil, but when it comes to their overall persona, the only reason why they are attacking Jack is because of Aku, okay? They themselves don't really have an overall motive, and maybe later down the line, Jack is going to kill, several of them. We do actually see that he kills one by the end of this episode, but, again, if we're linking this to the White Wolf with the 7 daughters of Aku, this could possibly mean that the death of innocence will be pretty much going on throughout this whole series of Aku. There will be 7 deaths of innocence from the 7 daughters of evil because they possibly represent innocence. They are technically representing innocence when it comes to, the series. Again, Aku is this demon-like creature who wants, to destroy pretty much everything within his path, even Samurai Jack. He is the embodiment of all evil, and he will do anything he can in order to stop the samurai so he can have his way with the whole world. And he's willing to even spawn, innocent girls in order to stop Samurai Jack. I mean, Jack in season 1 was technically taking out all his enemies, which were either robots, demons, or, various creatures, what have you. But when it comes to season, 5 of Samurai Jack, he's actually killing humans. You even see his face, just in shock at the fact that Aku actually sent humans, girls, in fact, in order to kill him. And now he has to realize that, a greater threat has arisen, and Jack is going to have to make a choice. Does he have to defend himself in order to survive, and actually kill these girls in the process? And, Jack doesn't want to kill humans. That is one of the rules that even his father, told him to not kill an innocent. And while these girls, in a way, are, technically evil, they're not exactly evil in the sense of Aku. If anything, they're innocent. At least this is my thoughts. If you get what I'm saying, hopefully you do, but this is at least my speculation when it comes to this episode of Samurai Jack. When it comes to the overall symbolism, it either represents Jack or even it represents, the 7 daughters of Aku. So, at least, you know, that's my speculation as to what happened in this episode and what could, you know, transpire later down the line. So, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below as to what you thought about this episode. I loved the symbolism and the foreshadowing in which this episode, you know, brought about into what it can transpire later down the line, and also the action was great. Animation, great. The sound, awesome. The sound, awesome. The freaking fights were just amazing. Let me know your overall thoughts in the comments down below. Jack is back. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.